you want, what you want.
Hi guys, Aceface back with another video for you, and today I've got a Tyrannid Tactics video and I'm going to do some advice from the Hive Mind talking about this fella, the Swarm Lord. Now, the Swarm Lord is a really interesting unit. He is the sort of the alpha Tyrannid in the Codex. He was in there in the old Codex and he's back again. He is a pumped up Hive Tyrant. So his statistics are very similar to that of a Hive Tyrant, but they are increased in almost every stat. So he is very, very useful in that way. He is quite expensive, so points wise it's a bit of a points sink to get this guy in there, but what I want to tell you about is some really useful ways to use him. So there's two basic strategies to using the Swarm Lord successfully. The first tactic, which is very new to us, which is using the Tyrannocytes. So you can use the Swarm Lord now as an effective offensive unit. Put him in a Tyrannocyte and drop him down into the enemy lines and let him mash things up. He's got 5 wounds, which makes him a little bit more survivable than a normal Hive Tyrant. But once he gets through that initial round, when he drops in, he can get into combat the next turn, and his Bone Sabers being instant death, his high stat line means that he's going to get in there and he's going to really cause some trouble. So he's a very fun unit for that. And what synergises awesomely well with that awesome combat power and the ability to drop him in a pod is the fact that he has the name of it I'm going to remember for you, Alien Cunning Special Rule, which basically in a nutshell gives him +1 to the reserves roll. For him, but also for everybody else. So it means that you're getting a 2-up reserve roll, which is awesome when you're running drop pods, or not drop pods but Tyrannocytes, because it's going to get everything in nice and quick and effectively. So it awesomely synergizes with that. So that's one way of taking him, and that works incredibly successful. So dropping him in with lots of other threatening things, and he can absolutely cause grief. I'd well recommend trying it. It's a fun tactic. It will really scare people because nobody wants the Swarm Lord right up in their lines. So it's a very fun tactic and works extremely well. If you look back at my Lictor list, he works incredibly well with that list. So moving on to the second strategy, and this is the one that I probably want to talk to you a little bit more about, and that is his buffing features. So you can use the Swarm Lord as your buff HQ, and this is an awesome use of this guy, because it has a couple of ways of factoring very, very effectively. The first is, because he has a special role called Swarm Leader, he can give anybody within 18 inches of the Swarm Lord, once per turn, one of a few special rules. So he can give either Furious Charge, he can give Monster Hunter, or he can give Preferred Enemy to one unit. That's incredible. That's really, really handy. And the way I would recommend using this, and this is my kind of advanced tactics or advice from a Hive Mind today, is if you pair him with one of our super heavy biocannon units, so i.e. the Harridan, probably less likely because he's quite fast and he's not likely going to be hanging about, but the Barbed Hurrigil or the Hierophant Bio-Titan, if you team him up with those, the biggest issue that they have is their low ballistic skill. When you chuck the Swarm Lord's Preferred Enemy on them, they're suddenly re-rolling all those ones both to hit and to wound. That makes them incredibly effective. In my explanations, that pretty much buffs them to an extra 200 points, 300 points worth of effectiveness, just because of those massive amount of additional hits and wounds that you're getting. So that works incredibly well. Even better if you're playing something with monstrous creatures, i.e. if you're playing something that's like, I don't know, Tower with Riptides, Eldar with Wraith Knights, Demons, other Nids, anything with monstrous creatures, and you stick the Monster Hunter on him, then it's incredible. It really is. You are looking at such an effective unit, and even if they're flying, just the amount of rerolls, you've got a very good chance of laying some hurt with those biocannons. So that's my quick advice today. I'm not going to go in depth on the Swarm Lord because he is awesome in lots of ways, but I just wanted to give you those couple of little tactics that you can start using, guys, to make better use of the Swarm Lord. If you want to know more about this awesome character, chuck a comment down below and I'll answer any other questions. But if you're so used to using Flying Hive Transfer and you want to change, let me advise chucking a Swarm Lord in there. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Please like, comment and subscribe. Bye for now.